Good morning, all. Welcome to Saturday morning here at Mart's World. It's a rainy, windy morning, but that's fine. Let's have a look at the average for today. We had 16 crosses submitted by you guys. Interesting spread. Some of you seem to think it's much higher, some lower, further to the left. What do I think of this? Well, one of my crosses, or my cross, is in these two at the bottom right, nearer to Stormzy's head. That was my first cross that I put in on last Tuesday, at my first guess. Mainly because he looks like, I don't know, he might have just headed it, but this guy here in the red, he's looking very much sideways along this row here. That's what makes me think it's got to be that low. But I still think it might be a bit close to his head. Let me draw some lines from him as well, up there. So that sort of direction. The problem is, when you look at this guy on the left-hand side, if you don't put the magnifying glass over his eyes and look closely, like some of the judges won't, it looks as though he's looking higher. So his eyes do look as though he's looking higher when you look at it without the magnifying glass. So it could be anywhere in the middle there. There is one up there higher to the, higher there, and there's one further to the left. I'm not going to take them out because I think the judges could quite possibly go there. So, and we're not looking for an exact coordinate as such, because we're not picking a winner. We just want an average of where everybody's going, because that's what will happen with the judges. It'll be the average of where they're going. And I think some of the judges may go that high and may go that far to the left. So, enough waffling. Let's have a look at the average, see what it is. So, the average there is 25201295. That's interesting there, isn't it? I quite like the look of that, to be honest, because it is further away from his head. It does take into account some of these higher ones. And I quite like that there. Let me get rid of these crosses then. And draw some lines straight through the cross and see what we think. See, that's feasible to me. Now, last week's, if you remember, was a massive spread. There was 23 crosses, and they were all over the place. They probably covered about a quarter of the picture. And yet, our average of those 23 crosses was within zone 1 and only a few pickles away. Pickles? Only a few pickles away from the winning cross. So that was a good result last week. And my one cross was in zone 1 as well, so I had my £1.50 back. But yeah, I quite like that as an average. So I'm only going to do one cross again this week. And I stopped playing the midweek game. And you'll notice the game they brought in, the Easy Win game, ridiculous name, the Easy Win game they brought in to replace the Friday Fun thing, that's not a weekly one. I hadn't noticed that straight away because I hadn't played it perhaps, but it was not a weekly one because there's a camper van on there this week, and has been for the last week or two, and will be for about the next 3 or 4 weeks. So that was spread over about 30 odd days, about 36, 37 days, that one. So it's not a Friday Fun one. I'm not going to play for it because there's no cash with it, so you can't, unless you've got plenty of money, you can't really, order any extras and all the stuff you need, and then when you get it, you've got to tax it, insure it, buy plates and crockery and cooking utensils or what have you. So I'm not going to play for that. So I've cut right back now on BOTB and just more or less playing one ticket a week because I still like it, but I don't know, something's put me off it lately. But I have been spending money on rev comps again, so let's have a look at that quickly. Now, as regular viewers will already know, I won this actual car 2 weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago, and in the last 9 or 10 days that I've had it and it's been on the road, I've probably done about 350 to 400 miles in it. Purely joyriding. I haven't needed to go anywhere, just been purely joyriding in it. So, and I love it. I wouldn't swap it for the world now. It's a brilliant car. So why am I still playing RevComps then? Well, after the cash now, aren't I? So somebody asked last week, they said, have you got any tips for winning RevComps? And all right, I was lucky enough to win it once, so I'm hardly in a position to be giving tips. But if I had to think about it, and I think I said to him was, go, if you just want a car, any car, just go for the one with the lowest ticket sales, lowest odds, and a good price, because they do what they call a cheap punt on you. So they'll have these nice BMWs with like 7,999 tickets there. But the tickets will probably be about 8, 9, 10 quid a throw. But then you've got this little Fiat Abarth, which is 3,999 tickets. So I bought 3 tickets for this week, because I wouldn't say it was the lowest odds, because there's this BMW Z4M here, which is only 1,999 tickets. So that's good odds. But the tickets are about £25 each. Well, I wasn't paying that. So I've got 3 tickets on this Fiat Abarth. Because as I said, it's more or less 4,000 tickets, and they're £5.97 a ticket at the moment. They were 50p cheaper when I bought the ticket, so they were about £5.5 a ticket. So why am I playing for it? Well, I've looked up what these are worth, and they're selling for about 16,000. That's the Abarth 2020 70th edition. So they're selling for about 16,000. So I would put that straight on the CarWow website, and let the thousands of dealers that are signed up to CarWow bid for it throughout the next couple of days. I mean, I probably could get more if I sold it privately, but if I do that, it means I've got to tax it and insure it, because somebody coming round and investing their own money privately, they're going to want to be able to drive it, see what it's like on the road, which means, obviously, as I said, I'd have to tax it and insure it. So what I would do with this, as soon as they've delivered it, I'd put it straight round onto the gravel in the back garden, so it's off the public highway, so I wouldn't have to insure it and tax it. Get it straight on the CarWow website, and if you look at the reviews, they sell within a couple of days on the CarWow website, and usually good prices as well. So that'll go straight out. So what else have I been buying tickets for? Well, that was for Monday's draw. There's nothing I really fancy in next Thursday's draw. There is a Mercedes there that's got 3,999 tickets, if you like those. That interested me slightly. There's a motorhome there, but it's 10,000 tickets, and that motorhome's too big for me. I don't want one that big. It's only me, so it's no good to me. There's some interesting other tickets, though, if you don't want cars and bikes. There's 2 tickets ringside for the Joshua fight next week. There's tickets for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which is flights, accommodation, and spending money, and obviously entrance to the Grand Prix. And I've bought, when I can find it, it's here somewhere, it's definitely here. It took me a while to find it there, so I had to skip it forward a bit. But I've got 3 tickets for a PS5 disc edition. They're selling, let me just check, 899 tickets, but there is 5 of them up for grabs. So there's 5 winners for the PS5 disc edition. That's an auto draw, which runs out at, I think it's, let me check the time. Yes, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock tonight is when this finishes, and then there's an auto draw, and you'll get an email to say, if you've won or not. So the last PlayStation I had was a 3, and I haven't played that in a couple of years. So I wouldn't mind winning one of these PlayStation 5s, because there's a shop down by me. There's a couple of shops in Bridgend that do used PlayStation games, so that'll keep me occupied for months. So that's it from me. Enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend, and good luck on BOTB this week. Cheers, guys.